Today is Friday, April 10th. Today is Good Friday with Easter being Sunday, so happy Easter to all. And I wanted to give us a market update to let you know how the real estate market is doing, especially right now during the coronavirus pandemic that we are all dealing with. My name is Tony Vian. I'm the owner-broker of Weichert Realtors Lake Realty in Gold Canyon, and usually I do this every month to try to give an update on what's happening in the real estate market within Gold Canyon. Today I want to expand that, and I'll try to do it in a pretty concise and short way so this doesn't drag on, but I wanted to give folks an idea of what is really happening in the real estate market right now. Because I'm getting questions. How's this affecting the market? Are home prices going to fall? I think that's one of the big questions. I have a couple clients that are pretty convinced that home prices are going to take a tumble, and so I want to bring some stability back to what I'm seeing. I've listened to probably almost every economist, both local and national, talking about real estate, and those who know much more about this than I do, trying to figure that out. So let me start with home prices in general. Home prices are staying steady. There's lots of things in place. The economy was really strong. The home buying and selling market was really, really strong just before Corona. It has taken a little bit of a pause, but everything is still there for this to continue to have home prices be steady. They were at a pace of going up probably 5 to 7% this year in value. That may level off a little bit during this period, but I believe by the time we hit the end of the year, you're still going to see that home prices went up. They did not come down. As a matter of fact, in the last 3 out of the last 5 recessions that the U.S. has gone through, home prices actually went up. The biggest exception to that was 2008, and I think we all look back to that and think, oh my gosh, it's going to be another 2008. Let me assure you, it is not going to be another 2008. We just don't see that. So what are we seeing? Well, prior to this, there was already a shortage across the whole Phoenix Valley of homes going on the market. Once the coronavirus pandemic hit, we also saw an additional amount of homes going off of the market because of home sellers' concerns over people coming through their house who may or may not be affected with the coronavirus and not wanting to take that risk. So we were taking an already low amount of inventory and lowering it a little more. During this time, there are still people who need to sell, still people who need to buy, and we are seeing homes selling. So I want to give you some statistics to go by, both for Pinal County and Maricopa County as a bigger look, and then maybe a little bit closer down. So I'll take Pinal County first, which is, Apache Junction and Queen Creek and Santan Valley and down into other parts of Pinal County. Sales volume year to date, 2,693 sales within there, which is up 19% over last year, which was 2,261. So sales across Pinal County have been up so far this year. That, again, will probably flatten a little bit right now, but there are still consistent sales. In Maricopa County, what we saw was 20,468 homes sell this year compared to 19,365 last year, so that's up almost 6%. So we have been seeing so far this year a pretty good increase in home sales, even in a market where there is not a lot of inventory to go to. So we're seeing that. I was also looking at some statistics this morning for what we're calling home buyers, the Opendoors and OfferPads of the world. They've decided to back off during this time. They're not doing much buying as it were, and their sales are actually down from where they were. But again, part of that is predicated on them pulling back during this time and hesitating a little bit. For Gold Canyon in specific, active listings have been down. Again, that's not unusual. I've talked before about how our listings kind of all hit a high probably about January and then begin to fall from January through April or May. So we're down about 14% over last year, which is not hugely different. But sales, sold listings, excuse me, and this was for the month of March, sold listings were up 21% over last year. So that's pretty cool. We were on a good roll in Gold Canyon over last year. Median home prices were about $172 a square foot. Average home prices is higher than that. Our supply is about 2.43 months. So again, we didn't have much of a supply of homes in the Gold Canyon area. When you start looking at Maricopa County, the month supply there was 1.42 months, and I wouldn't doubt when April's comes out, it'll be even less than that. But again, listings have been down, but sold listings were up 1.3% in Maricopa County also during the month of March. So what we're really seeing, here's kind of the bottom line. We are seeing home sales flattening a little bit, but we are not seeing prices dropping. We are seeing extra precautions being taken in this particular market in how we are both showing houses and listing houses. We are taking care in doing any open houses to allow only 1 or 2 people in at a time. We're trying to open things up so people don't have to touch anything. They can go in and out and take a look at a house. When homes are being shown that people live in, we are trying to take precautions using disinfecting wipes, sometimes using gloves and booties. So there are ways to do that. Also, in the economy that we're in right now, we're using this a lot. I can do an open house on this. I can post and do a live walkthrough of a house where people can just sit at home and look at an open house of a house. For buyers who are interested and a little afraid to go out, I can either do a live walkthrough or walk through a home and record it and send it to them, just like they're following behind me in the house. Technology is something that realtors have embraced for a very long time. I can almost run my business from my phone these days. So we are truly prepared to help both buyers and sellers in this market. So going forward, nobody has a great crystal ball to know what's going to happen, but we are looking for probably in the next couple of months, once things get back to some kind of whatever the new norm is going to be, that we are going to see these homes come back on the market. It will remain a seller's market just because even though these homes will come back on the market, there's still more demand than there are houses for sale, at least in the Arizona and Phoenix area. So that will remain. We will see. I'll try to come back next month and be able to reflect back on April and be able to share with you what truly happened in April. But like I said, if you need to sell, if you need to buy, there are precautions in place. There are homes, there are great houses out there. We can still help you. Our office is still open and ready to serve people who have a need. So I appreciate this. I hope you will pass this along. I hope if you know somebody right now who needs to maybe refinance their house, that they'll look into that. Interest rates are at historic lows. I think that's one of the reasons why we're remaining pretty steady with sales as well, because interest rates are so low that it's lower than it was in the 70s right now. So this is a challenging time, but if you have some time right now, this might be a great time to look into. If you need a lender, let us know. I've got one that we can recommend to you who would do a great job of helping you possibly lower your interest rate. So leave a comment, hit me up with a personal message. Feel free to share this video wherever you will. And I will look forward to talking to you next month and sharing whatever happened in the last 30 days. Thanks, and have a blessed Easter.